Hello there. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the incredible mixing features inside Cubasis 3. Of course, mixing is always about getting your levels right. But to help you get your levels right over a number of different tracks, Cubasis 3 has a group track feature, which means that we can go through and find similar tracks, like for instance, maybe it's drums and bass, and we can solo these parts, get our levels right on each individual channel, but now we can create a group channel and choose the track inputs. So choose the channels that we want to send through this group channel. And now I can control the volume of all of those channels that I've selected. Cubasis is expandable through in-app purchases, and you can use something like the Waves audio track to get greater dynamic control and EQ control. But don't worry, Cubasis also comes packed full of its very own factory presets and factory inserts. So for example, I'm at the moment using the Studio EQ to brighten up this piano sound so that it cuts through the mix. You don't need to spend all day messing around with the EQ because Cubasis 3 comes packed full of different instruments and presets, so there's usually something that you can find to fit your mix. Every high-end DAW has advanced automation, and Cubasis has an amazing automation section. You can just use your finger to draw in the automation, or as with any DAW, you can put the software into read and write mode and write your automation. So I've just drawn some automation detail in here with the pan, which is the blue line above the fader. Now when I go back to the automation tab, I can see the automation that I've recorded it, and I can edit it even further, giving me greater control over important elements of my mix. It's so important to be able to edit quickly during the mixdown process, and the multi-touch interface inside of Cubasis means that you can do things like mute events really quickly. It can be really useful to revisit some of the inserts and plugins that you've originally put over the top of these tracks to try and help them fit in better with the mix. And that's one of the great things about Cubasis, is you're never limited to staying with something. You can always continue to be creative. Right here you can see that I'm automating the feedback and then also the mix volume in the delay. So everything in Cubasis can actually be automated. And of course we can get further control over really important aspects of our mix. Instead of having the effect over the top of the channel, I can set up a send effect, so I can send the signal to another effects unit. In this case, I'm sending a signal over to another reverb. We can also put effects over the top of the master channel, which is really important for controlling the output sound. Now once again, this effect that I'm using is an in-app purchase, but basically it's a mastering tool designed by Waves to help you control the output or the stereo output of your track. So there's a number of presets in there that you can try to put over the top of your master channel so that the output is controlled, and that means that it's going to sound better on almost any listening environment. Lastly, you can write notes to yourself to remind you of things that you may want to try in the mix at a later stage. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave us some comments and let us know how you're being creative with Cubasis 3.